Guys, forgive me. Today I'm not feeling so well. I decided to go for my COVID jab yesterday, and it just hit me so hard. Like, even though I took some painkillers right after, but then it still find a way to get to me. So yeah, this is it. I had it yesterday, and when people started taking the jabs, I decided not to take it even after breastfeeding my baby, because at the time I was breastfeeding and it was not advisable for breastfeeding moms. So even after breastfeeding, I'm like, I'm not going to do it. But just recently, with the surge going up and all of that, I'm like, let me protect myself and protect my baby, So I took the job yesterday, and I've been having slight headaches, and I've been feeling dizzy and sleeping weakness here and there. But then I couldn't even go to work today, but I guess it's part of the symptoms, or like the whatever that comes with taking the job. Anyways, welcome to another video. It's been a while, guys. I have been busy, extremely busy, you guys, and it's super stressful being a wife, being a mom, being me, being a boss, being a student, doing a whole lot of things together. Like, juggling all of these things is crazy, but I'm trying to keep my head up. I'm not getting as much time as I want and as I really want to be uploading consistently, but then I believe you'll get there, right? So today, are you ready? I don't know if I can do this to the end. So today in this video, I am sharing some very helpful tips for those of us who be performing Hajj. With my experiences I have had over the years, even though the place in 2017 is not looking the same now, there've been a lot of infrastructural work. There's still even work going on there. Like, they are doing a lot, and the place has really changed. So I cannot compare my time to this time, but then I hope that you find some very helpful tips watching this video. It's just going to be helpful if you are a first-timer pilgrim. So let's get into the video. If you're a first-timer pilgrim, well, there are very basic things that you have to do so not to find yourself wanting. One is booking your accommodation or your hotel ahead of time. If you know you'll be performing Hajj in June or in September, book like 4 months ahead of time. Like, you don't want to book like 2 months or 1 month. No, everywhere is going to be booked, and you wouldn't get a decent place to live. And if you are also a first timer, I would not advise that you book a place that is so close to the masjid. Don't book a place that is very close to the masjid, because what happens is that during Hajj, if it's Umrah you're performing, like the lesser Hajj, it's advisable to actually book a place that is very close to the Masjid al-Haram. But if you're performing Hajj itself, it's advisable, or I'll advise that you book a place that is somewhere around town. Okay, somewhere that will take you like 10 minutes drive to the masjid, and like somewhere in town. You know why? Because when it's Hajj, you move around a lot. Your movement is not only like restricted around the Masjid al-Haram. You're going to Muzdalifah, you're going to Mina, you're going to Jamrat, you're going to Arafah, you're going to all of these places. So it's not advisable to have a place that is so close to the masjid, even though it's wonderful and it's actually beautiful with the view and the closeness to the al-Haram and all of that. But if you have a place that is somewhere in town, it makes movements really easy for you. So when you're booking your hotel, make sure you get somewhere that is in between, like, to make movements very easy for you. Right, so that's with accommodation. Now we're moving on. Please, for those of us who do not know, when you get to the masjid, like before you enter the masjid, check the number on the gate you are entering through. So say you are entering to the masjid through gate 8. You have to make sure you come out through gate 8. If you come out through gate 10, 12, 6, 2, any gate apart from the number you entered through, it means you're going to be exposed to a different world altogether. Like, you are lost. So to prevent you from being stranded or being lost, especially if you have your people in front of gate 8, you want to be there. You want to be there. And I heard that this year there's not going to be much groupings, like the movements and the restrictions are a whole lot, and how you move and all that. Well, during our time, we were a group. Okay, our group was called Al Furqan. So when we're moving, especially not even in the masjid, but outside the masjid, in Arafah, in Mina, in Muzdalifah, everywhere we were going, they shout Al Furqan, Al Fakir. So when you hear Al Furqan, even if you are lost, you follow the voice, or you follow like where you're hearing that sound coming from, you just follow it up and then you join your people. It's very essential to check the gate number you are going through so that you come out through that same number, to prevent you going stranded or getting lost or any other thing. Like I got lost and it was not funny. So always make sure that you check the gate number you're going through and then you come out from that same gate. Okay, so after you've entered the masjid, we all know that we enter the masjid and perform 2 rakah, right? So you perform your 2 rakah before tawaf. Okay, and there's a starting point in the masjid where we start tawaf from. So you look out from that starting point. There's this green light. You look out for that green light and you start from there. After performing your tawaf, you perform another 2 rakat. And with that 2 rakat, it has significant verses of the Quran we have to recite. You have to recite Surah Al-Kafirun and Surah Al-Ikhlas. So if you don't know any of these surahs, you can use any surah you know. And then after that, you go or you head over to where the Zamzam is and drink some water. And then after you've refreshed your soul and your body, because like you're tired, you've cried, you supplicated, like, you get ready for the journey between the mountains of Safa and Marwa. Journeying between Safa and Marwa is actually very tough. Well, I felt that was more like difficult a journey than than going around the Kaaba. It was like, Charlie. And don't forget to supplicate. Don't forget to ask for forgiveness. Don't forget to keep saying your La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. It has to be on your lips. Like as you are going between these mountains, keep saying these things. Keep supplicating. Keep asking for forgiveness. Keep just pour your heart out. Okay. People might have certain basic things or certain like very particular verses they want you to recite, but well, I was just asking for forgiveness the whole time. Ease in this world, ease in my grave, ease in the hereafter. Like I was just, so it depends on what you want. If you don't seek the wisdom of God first, then everything that we have is vain. But if you have the wisdom of God and the fear of God, and we know that we've been forgiven thoroughly by God, then it means like we're heading towards something, right? So I'll seek and urge you to ask or seek for forgiveness first before anything else. After the walk between the 2 mountains of Safa and Marwa, you will now head out to probably Arafah the next day. Right, so when you're moving to Arafah, remember you are moving in groups, okay? And when you're moving, it's going to be a very slow traffic because there are a lot of buses conveying people to that same destination. So, like, the traffic is expected, but it's not like a very bad traffic. The bad traffic is, well, let me not jump from where I'm. So you get to Arafah. The men go to the mountains of Arafah and the women stay in the tents. So we stay in the tents praying we just praying. You should go to Arafah to pray. So when you get to Arafah, make sure that you make the most out of the time you have in Arafah. And in Arafah, please, before you leave Arafah, make sure that you have some water with you in your bag, some drinks, some biscuits, because you are going to leave. You perform, I think, Zuhur, Asr, yes, and then you leave Arafah around 4 or 5 o'clock, and then you are heading towards Muzdalifah. In Muzdalifah, you get to Muzdalifah after Isha, and that is where the traffic is. From Arafah going to Muzdalifah is a huge human vehicular traffic. Like everywhere is stopped, like choked. Everywhere is choked, guys. And you have people, like you see people walking. Of course, we were in the buses. We had no option than to stay in the buses because you don't want to get lost. And those who you see walking are people who know their way around the place and all of that. So make sure you stay in your bus, but get some water from Arafah. There are lots of water. I have forgotten whether we bought the water or it was free. I have forgotten. But all I remember is that lots of water, you find lots of water drinks there. So try and get some into your bags and keep them on you. You will need them when you get to Arafah. With the traffic and all of that, you get to Arafah very late. So when you get to Arafah, we usually perform Maghrib and Isha together. So with your group, you move with your group, and then you find somewhere and you perform ablution. If your ablution is intact, you just pray. If your ablution is not intact, you just find somewhere and perform ablution, and then you pray Maghrib and Isha. And then that is where you're going to get your stones from, okay? Pick some stones from Muzdalifah. You'll be using the stones at Jamarat in Mina. When you go from the first, second, and the third pillar, you'll be throwing 7 to each pillar, okay? So you get to the first pillar, you throw 7 stones, not like huge stones, like pea-sized stones. And I love you. Yeah. My baby's crying. So where was I? So these are some of the things I have to go through. Dura, please keep quiet. These are some of the things I have to go through. I have to bring her here and see if she's making noise. Baby, please keep quiet, okay? Shh, good girl. So when you get to Muzdalifah, at this point you're hungry because you've been on the bus for a long time, and no water. That's why I'm saying you should get water from Arafah, because like that place you get lots of water around, you see lots of water. But when you get to Muzdalifah, everybody is busy picking stones and all of that. So you just have to make sure you have something on you: biscuit, water, juice, just anything, any beverage at all to keep you hydrated, to keep you going. So right from Muzdalifah, where did we go? Did we go back to the hotel? Or yes, or hey, it's skipping me. Well, what I know is that the next move will be for you to go to Jamarat. Now when you're going to Jamarat, your train is going to convey you guys to a certain location, and you're going to get from that location and board on a train. You have some train tickets with you. Please, this information is really important. Now the tickets you have been given has numbers on it. If the train comes and the ticket you have is not the number on the train, do not board the train. So probably you have been given train number 21 and the train that comes is 19. It's not your train, don't board it. I hope you understand. Yes. And when it's 18 and the train that comes is 11, still don't board it. It's not your train. Your train is going to come. You just have to be patient. Okay, guys. So I think that's it for that. If you go to Jamarat, we know what we do. Before you get there and after, you keep saying Allahu Akbar kabira, walhamdulillahi kathira, wa subhanallahi bukratan wasila, Allahu Akbar wallahu Akbar walillahil hamd. So you have to be praising God. You have to be singing, chanting on top of your voice, not like so loud, but then heard, something that is very, it's going to be heard by the other person beside you. And it was beautiful. I really love those moments. I think from that time, you just come back to your hotel. If you want to slaughter an animal, you just pay for it. And when you're paying, you're like to the agents. And well, I paid to the agent, so I didn't know, I didn't see the slaughtering. All I know is that I paid for the animal to be slaughtered. So basically, oh, Dira. And she says, if you talk again, you are not my friend. You're not my friend. Huh? Don't talk again, okay? So, yeah. Guys, forgive me, why? Please forgive me. So, basically, these are the things you would do, and after slaughtering the animal, I think that's the end of your Hajj. You will have to go back for your final tawaf. Your final tawaf does not come with Safa the Marwa. You just perform the tawaf. I think that's just it. Well, this is what I remember. I felt my Umrah more than my Hajj. For some reason, I don't know, but I didn't say my Hajj was not good, but it was really stressful. But you know, with Umrah, you get to perform your tawaf and your journey between Safa the Marwa, and then after that you have the whole time you to yourself. You get to pray Fajr in the masjid all the time. You get to pray like anytime, Zuhur or Asr, Maghrib and Isha and everything, and it was beautiful. My hotel was so close, about 150 meters away from the Masjid Al-Haram, and from the 11th floor I was seeing everything that was going on in the masjid. It was so beautiful. So if I compare that experience with my Hajj, where we were even living, the place and we were about six girls in the room. So if you want a decent place to live, when you about to perform Hajj, consider all these things and take into consideration all the things that your agent or your tour guide or travel guide is going to be telling you. Especially some of we the Ghanaians, we go there purposely for golden tooth, so that people will know that we have been to Hajj. I should have like 4 now, but I don't want it. It shouldn't be the main objective of going to Hajj. And some people, you see them snapping pictures everywhere. The next time I perform Hajj, I'll take videos for educational purposes and also for my channel, for people to see what really goes on there. But it's not to show off or anything, because if I didn't show off the first time I went and didn't show off the second time I went, I don't know why I should show off the third time I'm going. And the only picture I have of me in Hajj is just one picture. It was after Jamarat, and that's it. That's the only picture I have of me. As a friend took it with my old HTC, and it's not even a very clear picture, but then you see the mountains and all the people around me. You're like, okay, so she was there. If you know you're a Shagala and you're in Saudi Arabia and your family has given you the opportunity to go and perform Hajj, don't go and follow other Shagalas. Don't go and follow other Shagala. You are there to go and perform Hajj. Go and perform your Hajj and go back to your family. During my Hajj, I had these 2 girls who I sat with one when we were coming like on a bus. From the way she was talking, I realized that like she wasn't somebody I should trust, or I should even believe anything that comes out of her mouth, because she was like, I've been to Hajj 3 times, this is my 4th time, and blah 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 blah. And I have, you see that thing they put on their teeth, she has 4, and that's, she does not fix them now, because when she's eating, food gets stuck into it, and a whole lot of nonsense. Like, I knew she was lying right in my face, but you know me, and if you're lying to me, I'll just keep quiet and listen to you. I'll just listen. I'm not going to Dira. I'll just listen to you. I'm not going to act as though I've seen that you're lying, you know. I'll just listen to you and just keep my space. Jana, keep quiet, okay? Keep quiet. It's okay. Yes, it's okay. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. So When we went, she and some other girls, she became close to that other girl because the girl speaks Hausa. I mean, I can't speak Hausa, guys. I can only speak Gam, but I can't speak Hausa. So they both like came together, and then I don't know where they were going. I learned they said they wanted to go fix their teeth or something. Whilst the other girl has told me that she asked for, where did you do that? Where did you do it? That's now that you want to do another one. You can't even remember where you did it. And you know what? One sad thing, they came back without the teeth. The golden. They didn't get the golden stuff to fix on their teeth. So it was two six and loss. They missed Jamrat. They couldn't get. I think we went to Muzdalifah with them, but they couldn't get to Jamrat to throw the stones. And without doing that, your Hajj is not complete. It's very sad, you know. So please, if you have a good family who have allowed you to move from wherever city you are to Mecca, please look on and perform your Hajj. Pray for them, and after your Hajj, go back to them. Don't follow friends. Please, I'm begging you. This is the little that I have to say. Thank you. And I wish all the pilgrims that will perform the Hajj this year, Eid Hajj Mubarak. I nearly said Eid Mubarak, Hajj Mubarak, guys. Congratulations on your Hajj, and may Allah accept all your supplications and make this world, the hereafter, and the Yom Kiyama an easy and pleasant one for us all. All that I'm going through at this end, I almost, oh dear, leave me alone. I've not asked you to open anything for me. Just I forget, you'll be going out, no, you are tempted at this point to go out shopping. In 2017, things were really cheap as at the time when you see things that you buy here in Ghana for like 150 or 200 cedis, and it's there about 20 real, 30 real, very cheap stuff. And they are very beautiful. So you'd be tempted to go shopping, and if you don't take care, you're going to exhaust all the money you have on you. But before you go shopping, please get a card from the reception. This card is going to help you in case you get lost, and it's going to bring you back to the hotel safely. Remember, you don't understand the Arabic language. You are just a visitor and a pilgrim. So get that card. It really helped us when we went shopping, and we're trying to get a car back to our hotel, and me and the 3 other girls were 4. We weren't getting a car, and nobody was helping us. So I told a girl who said she's been in Saudi for 7 years to go and speak to one police officer to help us get a car. I don't know what she went there to do, but no help came. That girl, I don't even know why I still kept her in my company. And unfortunately, we were sharing the same room. So I went to the officer. Lo samat, Assalamu alaikum. Abi Sierra Roha So when you're talking, you see, we like from here, when you're talking, say they don't say they say ooh. Abi Sierra Abi Roha Bait. Ooh, oh Lord, I've forgotten lots of my Arabic. But طول بإجلس هنا طول كل سواك ما بودي أنا سوا بين البيت بإجلس هنا طول يلا please help us. So I'm trying to speak Arabic to him, and he can understand from where I'm coming from. Sometimes it's just like someone speaking a language you're trying to understand. You pick the keywords from what the person is trying to say. So you hear me say driver, you hear me say house, you hear me say I've been here for long. You know, you can see I'm stranded. So he stopped the car for us. And then when he stopped the car for us, we gave the driver the card that we had with us. And then that was the card that took us to the... So if you're not like me who can speak 2x4 Arabic and yours is the English, not all of them understand English, not all of the security personnel, and that if you're lucky to meet somebody who understands English, alhamdulillah, but not all of them do understand English. And with the gates too, there are lots of security personnel inside the Al-Haram, inside the masjid. There are lots of police, a lot of them. So if you get lost, you can probably say, please direct me to gate sitte. When gate sitte? Where is gate 6? Or when gate tisa? Or Tamania, or Wahid, or Isnin, or Talat, or Khams. All of these, like I'm saying, if you don't understand the Arabic language, it's going to be a bit difficult for you getting around. So make sure you're always in the midst of the people you should be around. Even if you are in threes or in pairs, just stay with your partner. Stay where you have to stay, be at where you have to be, and don't go and do too known. Dira is giving me a tough time. He doesn't know that I'm not even feeling so well. It's like she does not even care. And you see what I have to go through on a daily just to record a video for you guys. It's crazy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you. Bye. Dira, come and say bye. Peace out. Peace out. Do like this. Bye. Bye, people. Ah.